I think many students are joining. Uh, I'll wait for 1 minute because I don't want anyone to miss any of the point. I know session has to be started at 6:30, but still, some of the people are joining. I'll just wait for 1 minute. I hope it is fine for all of you because many of them are still joining. I don't want anyone to miss any of the points. Okay, I think it's good time to start. Once again, good evening to all of you. So I'm gonna guide you about the pattern first. So later about the preparation, how to start your. I hope you already started your preparation, but still, to crack that interview, what are the things you should keep in your mind? Okay. So coming to this NQT or TCS test, it has two sections in it. One is the foundation section, and one is the advanced section. And this foundation section is mandatory for all of you. Okay, so this advanced section is particularly for the one who's looking for digital and prime. But I recommend you to attend both the section, whether you prepared, not prepared, whether you fix your mind saying like I'm gonna attend this, whether you're from EC branch, triple E branch, irrespective, because there is a coding part in it. Okay, in advanced section, there is a coding part in it. So don't give up for only the foundation section, because I was taking an example. I was in other campus when this drive was happening last year. So many of the students who are from even CSE and IT background, they've give up just for a foundation section saying like, sir, ninja profile is enough for me. So don't do that. Please attend both the sections, because by the second section they're not gonna reject you. Okay, it's not a rejection round. If it is going well, you will be qualified for digital or prime. If not, they will take it to ninja profile. So if you clear the first section, means that you are eligible for ninja profile. Okay, if you're clearing advanced section, so here you are eligible for digital or prime. So this digital or prime is basically decided based on your coding part. All right, I'll just give you an idea about it. So in the first round, you'll be having pure aptitude. So the first section is about the foundation section, but the name itself say foundation, but it will not be just a foundation questions. So most probably you can expect the what toughest level of questions over here only, but not that much tougher, but moderate to tough level question, especially in quants part. So this is what is the most difficult part out of the three section according to the students review from the last interviews. Okay, round one you will be having foundations. In that foundation level you will be having quant, logical, verbal. So the easiest part according to the students feedback, the easiest part is the verbal part, which is also scoring section. Okay, but it doesn't matter whether you're scoring out of 40 in each section, because every section has sectional cutoff. So you need to focus on each and every section, means the weightage has to be given for each and every section. So for your information, I'm saying don't get deviated saying like it will be tough, it will be easy. Don't judge it. So because you need to prepare or put more effort on that. So usually the quant was observed as the toughest section, verbal was observed as the easiest section, and logical as usual, like it lies between moderate to difficult. So we'll be having total of 65 questions, and you'll be having 75 minutes. Now this 75 minutes is distributed in the sense, I'm sorry, it is not distributed. What I mean to say is every section has a particular timing. Means assume that you have started the test and the first section is of quant section. So the timer will start, and exactly after 25 minutes, the control goes to logical section. So you have to make sure within that 25 minutes of time, you are answering the questions of quants. The same thing applicable for reasoning also. So exactly 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, the control goes to verbal section. Okay. Same thing. After 25 minutes, so the first round will be finished. So as I mentioned already, second round is not mandatory for all of you. If you are only preferring Ninja, you can stop it, but don't stop. Based on the second round, they're not gonna reject you. If you're clear with the first round, means that already you are eligible for Ninja profile. So safer side, you attend the second round also. So second round, again, same thing. You will be having total of 2 hours of time for the second round. So the sections are advanced quants, which will be having approximate 10 questions. This is not exactly 10. Okay. So sometimes the number of questions will be between 7 to 8. So same thing between 7 to 8. But usually quant question will be more in advanced section also. So that's the reason I took approximately 10. So approximately 5 questions. And totally you will be having 25 minutes of time. So earlier, 20 questions, 25 minutes. Now 15 questions, 25 minutes. Okay. So once this 25 minutes of time is done, again, control goes to the third section, that is advanced coding section. Now, in this advanced coding section, I told you that based on this, your profile gonna decided. There are two questions. So one questions will be easy to moderate. You can consider it as easy. If you're a CSC student, if you are very good at coding, you can treat it as easy or easy to moderate. The second question will be moderate to difficult. So if you correctly execute to one particular coding question, means that you are eligible for digital profile. If you execute both the codings, I mean both the questions, means that you are eligible for prime profile. That's how it will consider. I hope it is clear. So based on this particular coding, two coding questions, your profile gonna decide it. But before this, you have to make sure you're also clearing this advanced quantum logical. Uh, Somebody's mic is on. Could you please turn it off? I think it's Ravindra. Yeah. I hope it is clear enough about the foundation and about the advanced level. So it's almost equal to more than 3 hours of paper. Okay. So you have to completely set your mind saying like the complete 3 hours you're gonna sit there and take the test. So don't just give up for the foundation section and don't just come out saying like I'm happy with Ninja. I'm happy with so the basic profile or the basic package. Try for coding part also, even though you are non-CSC student. All right. Enough. The coming to the topic parts. Okay. So this is how the topics are distributed. I hope you could see them. I would like to say the major topic in numerical part is one topic is number system, and the second topic is the percentages and its applications. So I can say that this is the major topic in your numerical part in the foundation section, the quant part. So including the ratios and its applications. So you could see 2 to 3 questions in number system for sure. Every time at least 3 questions will be there. So at least 6 questions will be from percentages and its application. That's at least 3 questions from the ratios and its applications. So altogether itself is 12 questions, which is more than 50 percentage of the entire paper. I hope you're getting my point. So please concentrate more on number systems, percentages and its applications, the ratios. But doesn't mean that you should not you should not go through other topic. You have to go through every topic, but concentrate more on these topic, starting from every aspects of number system, saying like let it be a divisibility rules, like HCF, LCM, unit digit, highest power, reminders, all those things. So percentages, the basic conversions, like increment decrement concept, successive increment, successive decrement, profit loss, successive discounts, simple interest, compound interest. So almost all the basic topics including the concept you have to cover. All right. So same thing with respect to reasoning part. Let me just show you the major topics in reasoning. So again, I'm saying, guys, so you should not ignore other topics, you should concentrate on other topic also. But major topics are percentages and its applications, number system, and ratios. So coming to logical reasoning part. So surprisingly, this non-verbal reasoning plays a very important role here. So like mirror images, water images, paper folding, next picture in the series, okay, wrong term in the series. And with the feedback of the last 2 years question papers and the students feedback, response, this logical part was easier for them to clear compared to numerical part. Okay, so numerical, the question was taking too long time for them. So logical, they could able to solve maximum number of questions. So non-verbal reasoning plays a very important role. So more number of questions from it. So concentrate more on this paper folding, dice, picture,
Oh,
like
hello.
water images, mirror images, next picture in the series, missing picture in the series, pattern recognitions, all those things. So as usual, the first few topics, coding, decoding again, blood relations, number series, seating arrangement. So these plays a vital role so that more than 50% of the question comes itself with these topics. But safer side, we work on other topic also. So calendars are not asked recent time. The last 1 or 2 interview, there were no concept of calendars. You can just ignore it. There is one topic called as data arrangement. So there is one topic called as data arrangement, which comes along with seating arrangement. So why I'm telling you this, because this is one of the toughest question in logical reasoning part, which some of the students got in the last interview. They spend too much of time on this. Okay, so just check. Okay, so if a question is taking more than 1.5 minute to 2 minutes of time, I suggest you to skip that question and go to the next question. Skip doesn't mean that don't answer.
Hello,
It's
hello.
like it's not doesn't mean that you should not answer it. It you have to answer and go through the next. How to answer? I'll tell you in the upcoming. Uh, Once you are done with the topic coverage, I'll be giving you tips how to answer the questions. So especially this topic, data arrangement, according to the student response, it was taking too long time. So I suggest to keep these questions later, or to give less preference to this and more preference to whatever the topic it is highlighted here. So same thing with verbal, 25 questions, 25 minutes. The major topic is your reading comprehension. Okay, so you can expect almost 50% of the questions from your reading comprehension. So you have to be very good at quick reading, analyzing, using keywords, matching the keywords, because the same paragraph with for a given single paragraph, there could, like always, they'll give one paragraph and they'll ask you to solve 2 to 3 questions from it, sometime up to 4 to 5 questions from it. Okay, but you will not be knowing how many questions are being asked from a single paragraph. So whenever a paragraph questions are there, especially seating arrangement, because if a question is asked from a seating arrangement, there could be a possibility minimum one, maximum 2 questions, up to 3 questions can be asked. Same thing, reading comprehension. So if they give one paragraph, based on one paragraph, minimum one question could be there, up to three questions. So sometime up to four questions. So don't ignore the paragraph, read it carefully, because you can spend enough of time, because one paragraph, based on one, you might be having two to three questions. So for sure they'll not give one question for a paragraph reading comprehension, two to three questions. So you can spend at least 1 to 2 minutes to read it, like, understand what is the context given, what is the author's point of view, what exactly he want to say, what are the keywords, so highlight them. So there are two ways. One is to read the question, then go through the paragraph, or understand the paragraph, then go through the question. So either the way you can do it. It depends upon how, what, like, what is easy for you guys. And again, the grammar, fill in the blank, jumbles, para jumbles, vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms. So these part comes to a picture. So I prefer to go through every topic, because if you could not able to do reading comprehension, at least the other part will save you. All right, because including me, I take longer time to read a passage and understand it. So in that case, what I can do, as a student point of view, I'm talking, so I can concentrate on the other part, the grammar part. So the fill in the blanks, the antonyms, the synonyms, and I can go through one or two paragraphs instead of all the paragraphs, and I can able to crack it. Okay, so I hope it is clear enough. So we have just discussed what will be the pattern of the interview, and on what basis this Ninja Digital and Prime gonna decided, and how much of time you will be having. All right. And whenever you're going for an interview, fix your mind saying like you gonna attend both the rounds, whether you're from CSC department or non-CSC department. Okay, you gonna attend both the section, whether you're good at coding or not. So you attend both the sections. Safer side, because I told you one of the coding will be easy. That itself is more than sufficient. So you will end up with a digital profile, which is a almost a double package of Ninja profile. Okay. Enough. The main things are coming to the advanced part. Again, advanced part, you need to go with, I cannot exactly say that this one topic fetches you more marks. So usually the advanced sections, you will be having questions from time, speed, distance, again, profit loss, number system, data interpretation question will also be given. Okay. So these are the topics mostly covered in the advanced sections of numerical ability. And the number of questions could be ranging from 7 to 10 questions. It is not every time same. Most of the time it varies. So 7 to 10 questions, and these questions will not be straightforward question, will not be direct questions. Means assume you're solving a question of profit loss. Most of the time you will not be aware that it is a question of profit loss. That's how the question will be given. Means it will be having a connection to some other topic, might be a connection to a ratios, connection to other topics. So that's how the questions will be given. Usually 2 to 3 topics will be combined and will be given as a one topic. Or multi-layer questions, means to derive the final answer you might have to derive multiple values. That's how. So direct values will not be given. So concentrate more on number system. Again, percentages in that application, permutation combination. So probability was not asked frequently in the last couple of interviews, but work on that also, because when you're working permutation combination, application of applications will be a probability for sure. So in this section, time, speed, distance, time, and work is also asked frequently. Go through them, especially there's relative speed concepts, races and games, all those things. And also, so question on data interpretation. So in the foundation section, you can skip this data interpretation, but here you cannot skip because number of questions are less. So most probably you might have to work on almost all the questions. The same thing, logical reasoning part, you will be having question on some questions on visual reasoning, blood relations, seating arrangements, so on. So that's how the questions of reasoning ability will be. Enough. The main thing is how to crack the test. So, how much marks you should think of. Okay. So, I'll be giving you a points like this. Hope you can see them. So, first thing, okay, let me explain it instead of showing a points. First thing, there is no negative marking in your test. There is no negative marking. So, feel free to answer each and every question. So I told you that in the foundation section there are 65 questions are there, right? You need to answer all the 65 questions. Don't just end up answering 30 question, 40 question, 50 question. No, you have to answer all the 65 questions. Okay. Now, second point. Second point about the cutoff marks. Okay, so I cannot exactly say this is the cutoff marks, but so TCS on a previous consideration of last 1 or 2 years no interview, I should not disclose this because no you will fix to that particular marks. So usual cutoff marks ranges from 55% to 60% in foundation section. Okay. So why usually I won't disclose this because people usually fix their mind for this number. So instead of this, I would like to say you have to concentrate on 50% of the question. Means out of 20 questions in numerical part, you have to concentrate only on 10 questions. So out of 20 questions, if you solve 10 questions correctly, means that I'm not asking you to only go through that 10 question. Okay. Out of 20 question, 10 question has to be correct. Means you should be confident saying like, okay, this 10 question I have answered correctly. I'm damn sure about it. So remaining 10 question, you have to answer them either by eliminating answer options, guessing them, choosing the nearest answer options. Okay, that's how you have to answer them. So that's the reason I told you answer all the 65 questions. So out of 65 questions, at least 35 questions you need to answer correctly. You should be confident about this. Remaining 30 questions you can guess. You can guess saying like, okay, I'm choosing the nearest answer option. Again, while choosing an answer option, there are two ways. So you have 25% of probability, right? Every option has 25% chance. At least out of four option, if you eliminate one of the options, saying like extreme values will be there, right? So out of four option, three options will be closest answer option and one will be extreme. At least by guessing that one extreme answer option, you are increasing your probability from 25% to 33.3%, right? If you eliminate one option, you have a chance that out of three, one will be correct, means 33% you are close to the answer option. So eliminate answer options wherever possible. Okay. Eliminate answer option wherever possible so that you have higher chance that that answer option could be correct. Second point. So I mentioned already cutoff marks usually is will be there in this range. So to score this, your target has to be 50%. So try to solve 50% of the question in each section by your own with 100% confidence. Remaining 50% of the question, if you guess also, trust me, you can trust my word, you can clear the paper. I'm not supposed to say solve only half of the question. It might sounds wrong, but that's how. You can ask any students who have answered or who have appeared for the last interview. To be honest, in the first quantitative section, they could able to answer only 5 to 7 questions in that 25 minutes of time. Means they're spending almost 4 to 5 minutes for one question and they're hardly answering 5 to 7 questions. So it is not just practical as I'm explaining, because the only people who have attended the drive, they know the pain of answering the question. Okay. So 50% of the question should be answered correctly. Remaining, guess it, but make sure you answer all the question. Means all the question has to be compulsorily or mandatorily. You need to answer it. Okay. Okay. Third point is you cannot change the answer option. You cannot change the answer option. Okay. Once you marked, for example, question number one, you marked option A. Done. You go to second question. Now, if you got a clue saying like, okay, first question answer is not option A, means you cannot go and change it. Once it is done, this question is locked. That's it. So you cannot change your answer option. So be careful while answering. So think twice and answer it. Now, fifth point, don't spend more than 2 minutes of your time for each question. Especially in aptitude part foundation, don't spend more than 2 minutes. If you're feeling like you're taking more than 2 minutes, stop it. Sir, I've solved 50% of the question. Should I stop it? Yes.
ओ
Technically, expert says
क्या
that you
ये
should
सुना है
not
क्लास
spend
सुना
one
है
and a half minute for each question. But you are only focusing on 50% of the question, right? So foundation section, how many question will be there in numerical? 20 question. Out of 20 question, how many are you solving? You are concentrating 10 question. To solve this 10 question, you have 25 minutes of time, right? So an average, let's think that you're spending 2 minutes for each and every question. So you get 20 minutes. So remaining 5 minutes, you have to go through the remaining question and guess it, right? You have to do some elimination method and all those things. Even that will take time. So don't take more than 2 minutes for each question. If it is taking more than 2 minutes, stop it there, go to the next question. Stop it there means answer it and go to the next question. Because only after answering a question, you can go to the next question. Enough. The next part is section, you cannot switch it. So if it is quant, logical, verbal, so if this is the order given in the test, you have to go through the same order. You cannot say first I'll go to verbal, then I'll come back to no. You cannot switch the sections. You have to go in the same order. But advantages, questions you can switch. So you can take question number one first, question number three next, question number four. Like you can choose a question, but with some sources it is, I got to know that because this was the pattern in the earlier cases, but now some sources are saying like even questions you cannot switch, because last time what happened, people used to switch from there here. So just to avoid that, what they might do in the present scenario is question number one you have to answer, then only you can go to question number two, then only you can go to question number three. If this is the case, the interview could be even more tougher. So answer it wisely means if you know the answer, you answer it, then you go to the next question. If not, you just guess the answer option, go to the next question. But don't do this for every question. Have a limit saying like, okay, these many number of question I can guess. So whenever you are guessing 4 to 5 questions, think that okay, you are almost close to deadline. Remaining questions, with your effort, you have to answer it. Is that clear? Okay. So all the questions are mandatory, means you have to answer all the question, even though they are okay accepting few questions less. No, you have to answer all the questions. Next, there is a availability of calculator. One good thing is you will be having calculator. Have you seen a TCS calculator anytime? Let me show you. Okay, it looks somewhat like, just a minute. It looks somewhat like this. Okay. uh, but you will be having some more operations in this. Okay. The one advantage part is you will be having a calculator access, so where your most of your multiplication, divisions, powers, square roots, so all these things can be answered using a calculator. Okay. One advantage, but one disadvantage is, suppose if you want to type, okay, 1 2 3 into 4 8 9, so it is easy to write, it is easy to type in keyboard, but this if you want to use it in the TCS, you need to use a mouse. Means for each and every value, you have to click once. You have to go to that number, you have to click. You have to no keep a cursor and you have to click. Means to do this, you have to click 7 times. You have to go to that number, you have to click once. Saying like I'm clicking 1, 2, 3, multiplied with 4, 8, 9, then equal sign. Got it? So this is how it goes. Okay. Again, somebody's mic is on. Could you please turn it on? Turn it off. All right. Did you understood how to go with this? Along with this, you can also use some more arithmetic operators, some more operators like you can use log operators. Okay. You can use powers, 2 to the power 8 value. You can use cube root, square root. Okay, it is like this is some part of the keyboard, so you can also use square root, cube root. Okay, for example, if you want to find log 100 value, so usually what how we'll write log 100, right? So but in the TCS calculator, first you have to type 100. Now we have to give an impression. So take your mouse, you have to click on 100, then you have to click on the log tab. It is not visible here. Okay, so you will be having some more operators like log, then you have to give equals. If you want to find square root of 144, so usual calculator first will type square root then 144, right? But in TCS calculator it's not like that. First you have to type 144, then you have to type square root equals, then you get a square root value. You will be also having a cube root value. Okay, so same thing like 28 square. So first you have to type 28, then we'll be having a value like x square equals. So that's how it works. So it is quite different from the normal calculator. So make sure you use them whenever required. Simple arithmetic operations, you don't use it. Only use it for complex calculation like multiplication, division, so on. The second point while using calculator is always when you're done with one calculation, clear the memory. Or let's say that you have used log 100 value. Okay, it will be already stored here. Okay, it will be already stored here. So now if you're trying to go with 28 square, it also takes this value. If you okay, so every time you have to clear the memory. Once you're done with the calculation, make sure you clear the memory. So C represents clear the memory. Okay. So after every calculations are done, make sure you clear the memory, or else all the previous value will be there and it will be added or it will be tailored for the number you're typing. You can also use trigonometry operator like sine theta, cos theta, all those things, but I'm damn sure no question will be there from that category. You can ignore it. So one more advantage is you can suppose if you are doing multiple calculations, okay, successive calculations, you can use one operator called as memory save. Okay, so I hope you could say here memory save. You could see you can use this operator. For example, so we have done 10 to the power 2. Okay, so the value is 100. Now you need to do 100 to the power 2. You can use memory save, 100 will be there. For that value, you can just use power 2. So now you get the next value. Okay, again you can use that value for the further calculation. You can add it with some other value. So again, memory save, you can multiply with some other value. So one, if you have multi-layers calculations, for example 23 is there, I want to add 48. I'm getting some result. For this, I need to calculate 20 percentage of it. So what I can do, 23 plus 48, memory save. That value will be saved. Next, you can directly say, so directly you can go with into 0.9. So because this value is already saved. So now for this, I need to subtract with 28. Again, memory save minus of 28 means all the previous value will be saved. So you can directly go with next operator. Okay, so that's an advantage of memory save. And memory clear, memory recall. You can recall whatever the operations you have done. So you have done with addition first, then multiplication, then subtraction. So you can just cross check with that. All right. Next, we go with the next important points. So I hope you all
So,
aware that the TCS will be having
ഇതിന് കടന്നിട്ടാ
questions and each questions will be having options. Am I correct? Now I already mentioned saying like you can eliminate options. So whenever you're solving question, there are two ways. One, you can use the concept, the logic, the shortcut. You can solve and you can choose the option. The second way is use the option to check whether it fits or not. That we call it as trial and error method. So you can use trial and error method to eliminate answer options or to choose right answer option. But remember, at least 8 questions will be theta based questions in TCS. What is theta based? It is like no MCQs. Means first of all, no options. They will be having only fill in the blanks. Okay. So they will be having only fill in the blanks question. So a train is running with this speed, crosses a pole in this much time, and a bridge in this much time. What is the length of a train? So now you need to type the value 120 meters. So at least 8 questions will not be having any options in your paper of TCS. So you have to be very careful with them while answering them. Okay. So if you feel like you know this question, you answer it. Because option, at least you can take a chance. I told you, right, out of 50 out of all the question, 50% you can answer correctly, remaining 50% you can guess. But here you cannot guess it because you need to type the answer option, right? You have to be very careful with these questions, because these questions, there is a chance that you might lose the marks. Even a small variation is there in the answer. So make sure you be careful with these type of question. And don't try to switch any new windows, don't try to open any windows, don't try to do any malpractice kind of a question, sharing answers, looking here there. So it's your test. You concentrate on it. You try to clear it. Don't worry about your friends. I know that you will be worried about your friends, but the other way you can do it, not in the exam, because last time many students exams were considered as malpractice. Even they're looking here and there, malpractice. Okay, so don't look here and there. Don't try to open any new window. Don't try to insert any pen drive. Don't try to do any cheating. So you just do your exam, you just go, because AI will observe all your activity. If it found that you are doing something here and there, yes, it will give you one warning and test will be closed. Got it? So again, as I mentioned, don't spend too much of time, just 2 minutes. Keep a track of timer. If you have a digital watch or an analog watch, keep a track of timer. Anyhow, timer will be there, but still you also keep one timer. So don't spend more than 2 minutes for any question. So there are chances that initially one or two question you may not get answered. Okay, because you will be in tension, you will be under pressure, you will be having a lot of uh, things in your mind. What could be coding question? What could be that? And no, you may not get answer for first one or two question. So don't panic because you have lot more question. Don't panic. Even if you're not getting answer for 1, 2, 3, 4, it's fine, because I told you out of 20 in each section, 10 is your 10 is your target. 10 questions. But don't stick on to only 10. Try to solve more, but 10 has to be your target. More than 10 is always a good. You are 100%, you will be qualified if you targeting for more than 10. At least 10, you will definitely qualify. But you have to answer all the questions. At least the remaining 10 question by guessing it, by eliminating answer option. So you need to answer them. And make sure you carry a water bottle with you, some pens, pencils, erasers with you. Anyhow, they'll give the rough sheet from the college or from the TCS team, but a number of rough sheets will be limited in one of the campus last time, since you have an access of calculators and all. So if the number of rough sheets are limited, make sure you use them wisely. If not, you go with the calculations of whatever it is first, then you start proceeding with answer. Carry a water bottle because it is completely almost a 3 hours of test. So such a long hours, you will be dehydrated for sure with the tension, pressures, and all. So carry one water bottle, carry one analog clock. Don't carry digital. They may not allow the digital clocks or digital watches. Carry an analog clock just to keep a timer. Every question, 2 minutes is your target. Don't spend more than 2 minutes. In coding section, answer after answering one code only, you can go to the next code. Until you submit one code, you cannot go to the next one. You can choose your preferred language, Java, Python, C, any language, and you can use no, to code it. But after answering one code only, you can go to the second question. And one of them will be easy, one of them will be difficult. I cannot say easy, easy to moderate, moderate to difficult. Okay. So you cannot switch the question, and once the question is answered, you cannot change anything in it. That's it. That's final. So switching between the question is possible according to the source I have, but it might be locked in few cases also. If that is locked, just check if possible. If possible, well and good. Try to go through easy question. For example, numerical section, question number 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 20. You click on first question, look at the question. If it is easy, answer it. If not, go through second, easy, answer it. Go through third, easy, answer it. You have to do quickly. So try to answer the known question first, the easy question first, or the question which you already aware of or already gone through in the practice assessments. Answer them first and have a track how many question I'm answering. Okay, one question correctly, two question correctly. So that at least you get a confidence. Okay, when you come to when you're crossing 7, 8 question, yes, I can say that you are on a safer side. So if possible, if switching is not possible, you have to be very careful because you don't know the next question is easy or difficult. You have to be very careful. So don't spend too much of time. Spend only 2 minutes maximum for one question. Technically, it should be 1.5 minute, but 2 minutes is fine. But at least 10 question has to be correct. So by answering only first 10 question, if you're taking 20 minutes and out of the first 10 question, 2 to 3 questions are correct, means that you're done with that TCS. So you have to be very careful while choosing your questions, while skipping your questions, while deciding whether you know or don't know, whether to answer it or whether to just mark and go through the next one. You have to strategically plan that. So based on your practice, based on your previous practice sessions, knowledge, based on the difficulty level, you can do that. Okay. Now, any questions from your side? I hope I have spoke about.
ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮರ್ತ್ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ TCS ಅಂದ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಅಂದವನ. ಅದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲ.
Okay, somebody's mic is on. Please. There are 247 people here. Respect that. You are not the only one here. Okay. Any clarification, any doubt? Please let me know. If not, we'll go through quickly some examples, and uh, I'll just give you an idea how the questions will be, and I know how to. No, I know that in 1 hour I cannot discuss everything about the questions and all those things. I hope at least whatever I explained till now will be useful for you people. Now, any question from your side, you can ask me quickly so that uh, we can I can answer it. If not, I'll just go through a few questions and discuss them, saying like, oh no, this is how we need to answer and all those things. Okay, so what type of coding question can we expect? Vishal Gaud, I am not a technical trainer, to be honest. So that you might have to check with an expert, technical expert. So he or she will help you. I'm an aptitude trainer. I can help you with the aptitude part. All right. I'm really sorry. I cannot exactly give a proper answer for what type of coding question you can expect. because even if I have an idea, but if I say that, that may not be 100% accurate. Any other question other than the coding part? Yes, only after answering. One of your friend is asking, after answering foundation section only we can go to advanced section. Yes, once 75 minutes of time is done, means you're done with foundation part. So it will says that congratulations, you have done with the foundation part. Results it will not show, it will just say that you have done with it. Once you give a submit, after that the second section goes. But you can go through that second section or you can skip that second section, but always go through it. My suggestion is go through it even though you are not confident on coding, or I'm not saying like you're not confident, I know that you're working on coding, but still. So Kiran is asking, is there any chance or possibility of getting question from previous question paper? 100% no. uh, Kiran, there is no chance that even one question will repeat from the previous paper, since TCS have their own standard and they are doing NQTs, so their questions are highly non-predictable. We can only say model this type of question will come, but same question will not come. See, even if the same question comes also, they'll make some alteration and they'll give it. For sure, they'll not repeat even a single question from the previous drive. But same model will come. See, ultimately, we have, let's say, profit loss. We have some models. In that, one of the model question might come, which could be similar to the last drive, but not the same question. Okay, Basava Sajjan is asking, once we write the code, can we edit further if required? So, Basav Sajjan, so once you done with the coding part, once you give submit, okay, submit button, then only you can go to the second question. Means previously, I mean, after that, you cannot come back to the first question to edit it, but while doing the coding, you can edit it before giving a submit button. So totally 90 minutes time will be there. Let's say that first question you are taking 25 minutes of time, 30 minutes of time, 40 minutes of time, it's up to you. So during that time, within that question, you can edit any number of times. Once you give submit, you cannot do any changes to it. Spurti saying this year pattern has changed, like email writing are included. Uh, According to the source I have, I didn't get any such information about email writing, Spurti. So still, the TCS are following the same pattern with all the sources, with all the information which I have. I also have some contacts with the HR teams, but I didn't receive any such information about email writing. So don't worry about it. If you don't want to take a chance, just prepare on one email drafting, like how to draft, like what should be the body, what should be the header, what should be the conclusion part. That just know the format of an email, that's it. Okay, but don't do spelling mistake while typing an email, suppose if it is there. Is there any negative marking? Arun Kumar is saying no, Arun. There is no negative marking. That's the first point I said. Feel free to answer all the questions. Don't leave one question also. That's the first thing I said, right? Don't leave a single question also. No negative marking. So all the 65 question you have to answer, whether you know or don't know, because your luck favors most of the time. Uh, Sammed is asking, after foundation section, immediately advanced section will start, or do we have a time? You can take a 5-10 minutes pause and you can start it. Not too much. If you are planning to continue for advanced section, you can start within 5-10 minutes. That instruction will be given from the instructors there. So sometimes students have given a time or a break of 15-20 minutes, so that they have come back and again they have started. But sometime it will misses the entire environment. If they ask students to leave and break, some people will come after half an hour, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So that's the reason. It all depends upon instructor, but at least 5 to 10 minutes buffer time will be there after foundation to advanced level. Any resource to get prepared for aptitude focusing mainly on TCS Nqt series, Vishal Gaud Patil. Yes, there are some sources, Vishal. I'll share them. I'll share some of them. You can work on it. I'll share. Okay, I'll share them. I'll write some of the sources. So in foundation or in the advanced section, can we switch between the quant, logical, and verbal? No, Prathamesh. So whatever the order they have given, you should follow the same order that also I've mentioned here. Okay. For example, if it is quant, logical, verbal, the same order you have to go. You cannot switch. You cannot switch the sections. You cannot switch between the sections. Means you once you're answering, once you started with quant, you cannot start with section. Whatever the section it appears, you have to go through that. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. You cannot decide that I'm going to use this section. Means by default, all the students will be answering the same section at a time. You cannot switch the sections. Is there any eligibility criteria for advanced section? Not such, Sanskar. After you're done with the foundation section, so 10 to 15 minutes gap will be there. You can start your advanced section also. There is no eligibility criteria, and you can start the advanced section. Can we switch question in the foundation to answer? Yes, Fazil Khan Patan. The last 2025 TCS Nqt, student have an option to switch the question from first to second to third. Means they can choose a question, they can have a look at the question, they can able to decide like whether he knows or she knows. Then they have an option to choose this question, next question, and all. Okay, na? So Fazil Khan, the last two interviews or last three interviews, student have an option of switching the question. That's what I mentioned here also. Has an option of switching the question. But this time, some sources are saying like it is locked. Means you are only after answering first question you can able to get into second. Only after answering second you can able to get into third. So that is what I have received through one of the source, but I'm not sure 100% because TCS still didn't disclose that officially. If you have an option, you will get to know that you can see if you can able to switch between the question on the top side or on the right hand side. You can see that question numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 20. You can switch them. If you cannot see them, means no, after answering one question only you have to go through next question. So that is quite difficult if you don't have an option to switch the question. But with my knowledge, I'm saying there is an option of switching according to the last two patterns. So negative marking will not be there. Abhijit, no negative marking. So are the coding question in the same assessment only based on DSA can also be SQL query? Srusti, I already mentioned that I'm not a technical expertise. I cannot answer any question uh, based on the technical part. You have to check with any technical expertise for that. After writing a code for coding section will run, will just get submitted. I'm, I'm technical part again. I'm sorry, I've already mentioned not a technical expertise. You might have to check with the technical expertise for that. Okay, any other thing? Vishal is asking, Tita, fill in the blanks type question, answer near to correct answer will count it right or exact. Okay, yeah, this is, I think I've missed this part. So guys, listen, at least 7 to 8 questions will be fill in the blanks kind of questions. Okay, in the entire TCS, including foundation and advanced level, at least 8 questions will be based on the fill in the blanks kind of a thing, where you have to type the answers. Now, if it is a logical reasoning, you can easily say the answer. For example, it's a direction. You can easily say north, south, west, east. If it is a blood relation, you can easily say aunt, uncle. But if it is numerical ability, sometime you might be having decimal answers. Okay. Now, the instructions will be clearly mentioned. If you have an answer option which is having decimals, they'll clearly mention. So write two decimal points after, they clearly mention how many decimal points also they're expecting. If it is 24.35, they'll mention. Okay, so after decimal, you have to write two values. So particularly this value they are expecting. So what I mean to say is they expect exact answers. They will not expect approximates. Approximates or nearest values, round up values, not accepted. But with my experience, I'm saying they will give you an answer, they will give you a question such a way that it always gives you integer part. So there is no point of going with approximate, nearest, and round up. Most of the time, they'll give you integer part. But if you're having an answer option with decimals, they will clearly mention that how many decimal values they're expecting. So for example, 24.1268. So they'll only expect 24.12. So around the near, after a decimal, how many digits they're expecting also they'll mention. So clear instructions will be given. If it is theta based question, clear instructions will be given. So you need not to worry saying like, do I need to go with approximate and all, but always focus on exact values. So Shreyas is saying if we answer 78 questions correctly in advanced questions, will it be useful to get digital or prime only based on coding? Shreyas, it's complete set actually. So it is not only aptitude, only coding in advanced level. Okay. So I have, as I mentioned, in advanced section, it's of 10 to, okay, 15. Let's say that 15 aptitude question and 2 coding question, right? Coding 1, coding 2. You have to clear this. You have to clear this. After that, if you clear this, you go to digital. If you clear this also, you go to prime. Or if you clear one of them, you go to digital. You clear both of them, you go to prime. So it is a collective paper. It is not only about coding, but after clearing aptitude, the coding will decide which domain you will go to. You will get. So aptitude is must. 7 to 8 question, including both the section or each section. 7 to 8 in each section means total 15 questions of aptitude. Mansi, it is 7 to 8 question in each section will be there, means an approximate of 15 question, but it is not exactly same all the time. Depends upon level of difficulty, they might reduce also. If the questions are too tough, they might go to 13, 14 questions. Moderate to difficult, they might go up to 15 questions. The number of question is not remain same in advanced part. It always changes. But one thing is sure, minimum 7 questions will be there from numerical. Minimum 7 questions will be, minimum 5 to 6 questions from logical. That is what I can say. More than that, it could be anything because every time it is changing. You can expect up to 15 questions. Again, there is a sectional cutoff. So this section also you have to clear, and these one of the code or 2 codes you have to clear. It is not only about coding, it's about aptitude and coding. So here also the same logic, concentrate on 50% of the question in each section, not overall each section. All right, guys. I thought of discussing some questions. That was a plan actually, but it is going more of. So, shall we discuss some example if you don't have any more doubts? Again, I'm saying I'm not a technical expertise. So you have to check for the coding part with respect to any of the technical trainer you have or technical guide you have. So that could be useful. Now, one of your friend asked me about the sources to prepare. For aptitude, there are multiple sources are there. So I hope you already have the Bizotic content, which is being given to you. Almost like most of the question fits for TCS standard. But if you want to experience the actual questions, there are some sources in YouTube. They have discussed some questions, but remember, they cannot take the original question and discuss. Always they'll take a replica or duplicate or similar question like them and they'll discuss. So you, whatever the source you have online, no source will provide you the exact questions of TCS because they are copyrighted. So they cannot use the exact questions. So whatever you can see them online or internet, they are just a similar question or somewhat related or close to them. So you concentrate, you can go through some sources like Prep Insta. You can go through Talent Battle. Okay. Now, there is one source called as Smart Kida. Okay, actually, this website is not for placement aptitude. This website is not for placement aptitude. This website more into this competitive exams aptitude, but most of the question from this website fits the advanced section and foundation sections of aptitude of TCS. That's what I have seen in my with the last one or two interviews. Questions matches almost the standard of the smart kid up. When you go through smart kid and when you pick the questions from it, it matches them. But anyhow, I hope you are attending a lot of mock interviews. I feel like that is sufficient. So, but if you want to practice, you can go here. So go through SmartKida, download one PDF from each topic. So you'll get PDFs. All right, you get PDFs. You can download PDF for each topic. Don't go through every topic because every questions, at least the different varieties, different patterns, you can check with it. So go to Presta. Again, you'll get to know the complete pattern. Some of you have a doubt on technical part, right? You can also get some information about it. So Talent Battle also have discussed in that website. They have discussed some TCS patterns of last 1 year, 2 years. You can just check with them, but don't trust 100% because all these are just the patterns. They are not the original questions. So you can also go through SmartKida where most of the question matches the TCS standard over there. And there are so many YouTube channels out there where they have spoke about uh, the technical part. They spoke about the aptitude part. They spoke about the patterns, interviews. You can even look into the YouTube channels of the various sources. I cannot take the names here, but you can go through them. So, guys, I'm in with 1 hour 15 minutes of time, saying like 15 minutes I have to discuss about the pattern and 1 hour I have to discuss the question, but 1 hour I have discussed the pattern and the doubts, whatever you. So shall I give some examples if you are okay enough? I hope you don't have any doubts as of now. If you have any doubts after the session, go through Prepinsta, go through Talent Battle. So especially Prepinsta gives you complete clarity about the patterns, the content. I will not give you the questions. There are some paid materials here. Don't go and waste your time here. So just get to know what is the pattern. There are various sources you can have an access to questions of aptitude of similar type. So one among them is smart. Just go there and practice them. Okay. So let's discuss some of the last few interviews TCS questions. So one of the question was like this. This one is about it was a simple example asked. So just 10 minutes, I'll close the session just to give you an idea about like how the questions will be and how to answer them. Again, on YouTube, there are a lot of videos on how to use TCS calculator because I just told you on a rough like what are the operators you'll be having, how to like how to use the values and all those things. So on YouTube channel also a lot of videos are available on how to use TCS calculator because many people after going to exam face difficulty how to use this, how to use that. I've told it almost whatever it is there because anyhow you're not going to use any trigonometric
Last minute
identities.
call.
Logarithms also very less. There will not be any logarithm questions. You can use powers, square roots. You can use addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That's they are the most usable operators, and I've told you how to use them also. Unlike other calculators, you cannot directly go with square root of 144. First you have to type 144, then square root, then equals. That gives you an option. So if you have multi-layer calculation, you can use memory recall or memory save option. So memory save option, what happens each and every time after you're done with calculation, that value will be saved. So next value will be tailored to that. So you can have a look into YouTube also. Suppose if you want to know more about it. So that's it. I'm just saying the sources, okay? So I hope that you are also know that there are a lot of sources out there. Gemini is there, ChatGPT is there. You can use them so that whatever might be the source you are using, make sure you prepare first. Okay. So using all the information, it's not just information, you have to prepare first. So now there is one question here which you can see, which looks very simple. The question is about how many prime number divides a given number. So can anybody answer this question? Now to solve this, you can use your calculators. I told you, right? Multi-layer calculation. Yes, that is gonna useful here. Now, how to check if a number is divisible by a prime number or not? Simple. I need to factorize it, right? I need to factorize it. For example, 10, if I factorize it 2 into 5, I can say 2 divides 5 divides. Same way, 300. So I can split like 3 into 100. 100 is 10 into 10. Am I correct? So each 10 is 2 into 5, 2 into 5. So I can say this particular number is already divisible by 2 and 5. I got two prime numbers. Now, while factorizing this, I get to know 3 into 1001. I got one more new prime number 3. I took it to the count. Now, how to factorize 1001? You can use a calculator option. So, if try dividing by a prime numbers only. So, it is not divisible by 3, not divisible by 5, divisible by 7. Yes, 7 into 143. I got one more prime number 7. So, how about 143? 11 into 13. So I got to know list of prime number which divides the given number. So the given number 300300 is divisible by 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. I can say 6 numbers. So why I took this example is to let you know you can use this question in a calculator with multi-layer. So 3003 divisible by 31001. You can use memory save option. Again, you can divide this number by 7, you get 143. Again, divide by 11, you get 13. So this is where your calculators works effectively instead of again typing every number new. If not, what happens? 3003 by 3 1001. So after that, again you have to clear this. Again you have to go with 1001. Again you have to type this, divide by 7. You get 143. Again you have to clear this. You have to go once again. So instead of that, you can use memory recall option or memory save option, and you can type the next numbers. It will be directly divided. Got it? Okay, guys. I thought of discussing some examples, but I think the time which I've given is very less. I've given with only 1 hour 15 minutes of time, and I asked to not to extend this, probably because you guys have to work on more questions. Now, one thing I can say in final is TCS clearing is not difficult. If you plan a strategy, the strategy is 50% of the question. Now, to solve that 50% of the question, yes, you should know the concepts. You should know how to use a calculator. You should know how to solve the given question in 2 minutes. You should know what question to skip, what question to answer. So you should know how to eliminate answer options. So there are so many students where they will not stress themselves going through all the topics of aptitude. They'll only focus on few topics, and whatever the topics they know, only those topics question they will answer them, and they'll come up with the success, the result. But there are some students where they sit and prepare for every topic, and they will come with zero results. So don't stress yourself. Concentrate more on the topics which I've mentioned, and no other topic concepts also, because who knows, based on that topic easy question could be there. Because based on the known topic there could be theta based question, that fill in the blanks questions. So you cannot take a chance. Prepare well. Stress more on the topic which I've mentioned or highlighted. Other topics also know. Try to solve more and more mock test. I heard that the college is providing more and more mock test. So solve it. Not just solving, keep a timer and solve it. As I mentioned, 2 minutes is your target for one question. 50% of the question is your target. Remaining 50%, you're gonna guess it. Theta based question, you have to take a chance. Either you have to solve it or you have to fill it. But there you cannot take a chance of options. If you know, solve it. If not, just fill some values, check it. But again, I cannot give any tips about the theta based question. But options, yes, you can eliminate. At least you can increase the possibility and the probability, and you can go with the nearest answer option. That works. But theta based question, you have to take a risk. Either you can answer something, you can skip, it's up to you. But if it is a known question, better you have to answer it. Coding, again, you can check with any technical trainer. But remember, once you done with one coding, then only the control goes to the next one. So you cannot come back and edit any of the question. You cannot change answer options once it is answered. You cannot switch the sections. So you have to go with the same order of section given. But you can switch between the questions. That option was there in the last two interviews. So with respect to email writing, I don't think so you will be having any email writing this particular exam. That's for sure. But if you don't want to take a chance, just work on the patterns, especially business emails, not a personal emails, business email. Assume that you are writing a mail to a client. What is the header? Uh, what is the subject, header, body, and the conclusion part? So just know the format of it, and you can go, because one of your friend asked. And in the second section, it is not just about coding, it's about the coding as well as aptitude. And after your foundation, you will be having a time. And also it depends upon the instructor over there or the HRs over there. They might start immediately after 10 minutes, or they might give a short break, refreshment break, 20 to 30 minutes. Then they might ask you to come back for the advanced section. Okay. this about this is about your TCS interview guide. Any other question, feel free to ask. If not, okay, Vishal Gaud have a question. Vishal Gaud has a question saying like just like foundation series has 55 to 65% advanced section aptitude. Yes, Vishal. So even the advanced section aptitude also has a cutoff of 55 to 60 in and around of 60%, I can say. And Vishal, it is a sectional cutoff. It is not overall cutoff. So what happens if the questions are tougher? They'll reduce the cutoff marks. Last interview, I am not supposed to say this number. In numerical section, there were 20 questions, right? The people who have answered 9 questions, like they have also qualified. Eight to nine question also qualified. Means so each section has a different cutoff. So that's the reason number 55 to 60. It might go less to 50 also sometime. Depends upon the level of difficulty. In advanced section also it is there. Okay. Is there any chance that okay? Just a minute. Any other questions? Please let me know. I can answer it, or else we'll close the session. I'll share a PDF. Okay. Any other thing? I'll try to share this PDFs like the patterns, do's, don'ts, all those things. Okay. And Muid asked a question. Sorry, Muid, I didn't check. After writing a code for coding section, the code will run or will just submit it. Okay. Muid, it will run. Okay. The code will run, but you will not get the complete result there. You will get to know how many test cases are passed and all those things. Okay. So you will not get the complete 100% result there, but immediately the compiler will execute it, and you will get to know how many test cases are passed and what is the outcome it will show. Now in the green mark, it will show how many test cases passed, how many test cases failed, all those things. So it will run. It will run. The code will run, and you'll also get to know about the test cases passed. Okay, guys. If you don't have any doubts, shall we close the session now? Uh, I just looking for a way to share this. Just a minute. Okay, guys, don't worry about that. I'll somehow try to share that content which I have. Yes, I'll try to share to my team. So from my